thought it was appropriate to report from here, especially given the comment "F the system." And we've heard a lot about the Mississauga Judicial Inquiry, and specifically the whole concept of conflict of interest. And what's really interesting is for Hazel McCallion to be feigning that she is unsure of what conflict of interest is her apparent confusion over the Municipal Conflict of Interest Act, basically thinking, well, it only applies to council meetings.
The nub of the mayor's position in this inquiry, as we understand it, is as follows. As a matter of law, the only legal constraint upon the mayor in the years 2005 to 2009, which are the years at issue in the inquiry, was to refrain from voting in matters in which she, and by extension her son, had a pecuniary interest.
You can't possibly believe that they're serious.
Secondly, I take it from the mayor's submission that provided that the mayor did not vote or influence voting before or after the meeting in question in relation to the WCD transactions, she was free to be involved in relation to the financial interests of WCD, indeed to promote them, or to counsel her own family members. That's what I take from the face of the mayor's submissions.
And I'm reminded of a Jon Stewart show where you had a team stupid and a team evil.
These are the only two possible explanations.
And you're not quite sure which. Except when I analyze the comments that have been made by the mayor, by her leadership team, they're not team stupid. They're team evil.
Because if they're not as stupid as I believe them to be, they are really evil.
I have to say that there is no more efficient system of government than the city of Mississauga. You have at its top a powerful mayor who has created this illusion of honesty and integrity.
Wondering why you haven't included, based on its values of honesty, trust, quality, and excellence, why you haven't included the word honesty.
And when you have that kind of reputation, by God, that's the most efficient way of all, because it leaves you free to lie.
I think the purpose of the public meeting was to give as much information as possible to the citizens.
It leaves you free to say the most outrageous things.
Today, there's nothing confidential. There's absolutely nothing confidential. Freedom of information can get anything they want.
And make the most outrageous claims.
We are so well managed in this city. Lead Canada in management.
Because you put up an impenetrable barrier for citizens to prove otherwise.
It's pretty serious when people can come before a public body and accuse staff of doing something that they are not guilty of. And it's very difficult to respond to it.
You understand that we needed a $5 million inquiry before we figured out what was going on regarding the EnerSource deal and regarding the land deal with World Class Developments, where Hazel McCallion's son stood to make $10 million on something that he claimed was to fulfill his mother's dream of doing what was best for the city.
But your upside is actually in the millions of dollars.
Yes.
And you may need employees, you may have to split this and so on.
Correct.
But if you are the Peter McCallion Real Estate Inc., in gross terms, as you say, you may generate $10 or $12 million.
Gross.
Gross.
Yes.
Right. But that's what was in it for you.
That's what was in it for me.
Right.
And
if they're not as stupid as I believe them to be, they are really evil.